Hello. Hello and welcome to our conversations where we talk about issues that help you to move up and to move forward, always in your best interest, we talk about on this program. My name is George. I'm a life and business coach, a Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant. I work with Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. I'm a facilitator and a speaker at Vula Law Consulting. Hey, stay until the end because right at the end we've got something very exciting for you. Hey, hang in there. Right, this is our final part of this leadership series that we kicked off on Monday. And today we are talking about decision making. The leadership series, part 4, decision making. Remember when we said that this leadership is, yes, as you generally know it, leadership of teams, organizations, institutions, but it's also leadership of yourself, how you lead yourself, and that is very important, right? That is very, very important. So remember that every time we're talking about this. All right. Leaders are faced with a multiplicity of decisions they have to make every day. As the world gets more and more complicated and organizations get bigger and technologies change on a daily basis, so the need to make tough decisions amidst complexity and uncertainty gets to be all the more challenging. We've spoken in the past about the fact that we live in a VUCA world, a world where it's volatile and it's uncertain. The environment is complex and it's ambiguous. And we are asking leaders to go out there daily to make decisions that affect many people and to get it right. So this is a challenging time, but also a very exciting time to be a leader, right? Tests you to the limit. So we have said leaders are required in this environment to make decisions. But decision making in organizations will always involve a mix of what we call command type, then collaborative type, the consensus type, and convenience type, which is more like delegation, right? And these types of leadership, the good leader knows when to default to what type of decision-making process. But the bottom line is that the decision must be made, and someone must decide which process or type to utilize at any given time and what decision to make. And that person is the leader. A leader must make the call. Decisions or lack of them are responsible for breaking or making many revered leaders. Many leaders have fallen by the wayside by virtue of making decisions that were unsupportable, as it were. Leaders who become proficient at making decisions usually rise to the top of organizations and tend to lead them effectively. They have mastered the art of making decisions. And sometimes it's not about making the right decisions all the time. I don't think there's anyone who can do that. But it's about making decisions at all, making decisions. You see, I say not making decision is actually making a decision, if you get my drift there. Because usually the outcome is one you don't want. Make the decision. See, the cardinal principle of decision making is this. Decide right where you are with whatever you've got. And I'll say that again. Decide right where you are with whatever you've got. See, good leaders know and understand this principle. Because you're rarely going to have all the facts at any given time to digest and then make a call. You're always going to be without some facts, but make the decision with what you have right where you are. You see, once you make the decision, you will find all the people, all the resources, all the ideas you will need to move forward. But you must have made the decision. Very, very important. I mean, if there's anything that you take away from what I've been talking about, it is this one. Make the decision right where you are with what you have. And do your best to give it the best decision you can make with what you have. It may turn out in the long term to be wrong, but that's okay. The point is you made the decision. Okay. You see, I learned a valuable lesson. I learned a valuable lesson when I moved from practicing as an attorney into the business world. You see, as an attorney, you have the luxury of demanding all the facts, looking at everything before you give an opinion. I want this, I want that. You need to really look fully at everything. So when you look at the facts, then you make an opinion. And rightly so too, because obviously you are giving an opinion that an organization is going to, or a person is going to run with and make commitments based on it. But in the fast-moving world of business, where everything is VUCA, as I said, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, leaders need to make decisions quickly. Make decisions right where they are with whatever they've got. So you don't have the luxury of time. And so the lesson I learned, as I said, is a valuable lesson, is this one. Make the decision right where you are with what you have. Because that is the only way you can operate in that world of speed and things are happening very, very quickly. You have to have that agility. Very important lesson there. Sure, it may turn out that the leader might have gotten it wrong when more facts surface, more facts come to the surface, and like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But the decision was made when it had to be made. So good leaders know that. Good leaders know that the decision is made when it has to be made. And then, if the facts come in and the decision is not quite the right decision, the good leader will put up his hand and say, okay, let's take responsibility and move on. Remember, we spoke about responsibility as a key trait a leader must have. This is one of those cases where you make a call, you then decide, hey, listen, I didn't have all the facts. I made a call, didn't turn out quite right. I take responsibility and let's move on. That's what a leader does, a good leader does. And you see, one of the things that a good leader also does is good leaders they're not afraid to make decisions. That's one thing. They're not afraid to make errors. If they make a wrong decision, they learn from it. But effective leaders also are not afraid to do a full U-turn if the facts justify the U-turn. And this, in my view, is a critical attribute. You're never going to make right decisions all the time. But be prepared to make a U-turn, to change your decisions when the circumstances show that this is the time to do it. Good leaders are good at that. They see, they realize, right, they take responsibility and do the right thing. It's very important. Even in your own life, you make a call, you make a decision, you realize, hey, listen, I was wrong here. Put your hand up, go and do the right thing. That's a big attribute there. So decision-making, like all other good leadership attributes, is an ability that can be developed, right? You can develop this thing. If you intend to be a good leader, then decision-making is something you cannot avoid. You must learn it. It's a paradigm. And you remember what we said, a paradigm? It's a multitude of habits. And a habit is an idea that is fixed in a person's subconscious mind that causes them to do something without any conscious thought. So fear of making decision is a paradigm. It's a belief system, which through training and experience can be changed. And a person can become a good, effective decision maker with training and experience. You see, the fear of making decisions may actually emanate from childhood, where an individual, every time they made a decision, a wrong decision, they got punished, etc. So they develop a safety-first approach because of fear, and that becomes their paradigm. And therefore, when they grow up and get into leadership positions, that paradigm is now part of their subconscious mind. And so you need to work it out of them, so that they can obviously be the best that they can be. But it's something that can be done. Many entrepreneurs have set up businesses fueled by passion for their purpose and hoping to change the world with their products and services. I'm sure a lot of you can relate with that. But they soon realize that much of the work is taken up by decision making, whether it's personnel issues, tax issues. All of a sudden, they got to be making making calls. And some of them give up along the way because it becomes too heavy. No longer is it a question of my ability around my product or my service. Now it encompasses all sorts of things. But through training again and experience, they can be taken out of that quagmire and brought to a place where they can do both. They can live their passion, producing goods and services the way they want to, but also at the same time developing that ability to be effective, good and effective leaders. And it comes through training. All right. So what have we said about decision making? We've said that good and effective leaders are good decision makers. You have to be a good decision maker if you're going to be a good and effective leader. And then decision making is an attribute that can be learned. Yes, it's great if you have it inborn, but it can be learned. And then the cardinal principle, number 3, is that decision making is decide right where you are with whatever you've got. Remember that. What facts have you got? Let's go. Make a call. That's what good and effective leaders do. They get it right sometimes, they get it wrong sometimes. But you got to make the call. All right, so that brings us to the end, really, of our leadership series this week. I thought I would just delve into that. It's a pretty important area for us as coaches, helping leaders navigate the current difficult terrain. We work with leaders across the board who want to do better and see things from different perspectives and help them grow their businesses. And leadership is a key aspect of business and of commerce. All right, so we work with leaders there. Thank you very much for listening. Hey, if you like this page, like it, share it with your friends, and connect with us on YouTube, and visit our website. And hey, as I said at the start, we have something special for you. We have introduced new products on our website. So go there, have a look. We jazzed up our services, look at it, and hey, we look forward to hearing from you, and let's connect with us, and hey, would love to work with you. All right, guys, let's have a great weekend. Stay positive. That's the only way to go. And hey, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.